All right, thanks for tuning into the Buffalo Plus channel here on YouTube. Please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe if you enjoy our content. Mike Catalana here. I'm Jenna Cottrell. Let's start at the end.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott says for the Bills to go for it on fourth down. Josh Allen driving the Bills down the field. Josh goes for the QB sneak. Doesn't end up how the Bills wanted to. What do you make of that decision by McDermott and just the play in general?
Well, let me tell you, when you hear from the players, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, well, then McDermott said it 10 out of 10 times. They want it in the hands of 17. They want it in the hands of the offense, and it's the right call to make for Sean McDermott. He's got to show faith in his team. And let's also be honest, Jenna, it was fourth and less than a yard.
Yeah.
So when you decide then to go for it, you know, the odds are in your favor. Josh has made that on many, many times. But I do think it was important for McDermott to show that faith. They did have a chance to win the game there, not tie it up with a field goal. I like the decision, no doubt about it. The call itself, I don't know what you think about it. It sounded like that's an option for Josh, and he took it. Because Mitch Morris really didn't want to go there and talking about what the actual call was.
Yeah, it was something that I was kind of surprised by it at the same point, just because we talked about this before off camera. Like, Josh kind of went under as opposed to over. That was something that we discussed. But I will say, it wasn't just that last play. The Bills struggled in the red zone. They went 2 for 5, I believe. And that was something that we've seen this team kind of struggle in series to get points. Even the first drive of the game, you saw the Bills march down the field and then have to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, Tyler Bass is kicking too many short field goals. Let's start with that. Let's talk about the red zone. Because offensively, look at the numbers. The Bills moved the ball. I mean, Allen was close to, I don't know if he did set his record for the most completions he's had in a game. They went up and down the field. Diggs had a great game. Beasley had a great game. Manuel Sanders made some big catches. And they ran it not really particularly well, but they did move the ball constantly. And Diggs, not only with his catches, but drawing the pass interference call that was a huge call in the game. So they did move it up and down the field. But the difference was, you know, and this goes to the Bills' defense, is the Titans went 3 for 3 in the red zone.
Correct.
And the Bills were, you know, only had 2 touchdowns, and the rest of the time had to settle for field goals, and on the last one didn't get anything. I do think it does a little bit come down to their ineffectiveness to run the ball. You know, a lot of people will say that. As great as Allen is, as great as this offense can be, it really helps to be able to run it in the red zone. And because you know who can run it in the red zone? The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This defense, Derrick Henry had 3 touchdowns tonight. He was running all over. And that's someone we knew coming into this game. He's like a creative player in Madden.
Yeah, he is the unique player at his position in the league. He's a bit superhuman. Like when you hear other players talk about him, it's just with that sort of resignation and a shrug. It's like, hey guys, it's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He's so fast. The 76-yard touchdown, no one that big should be able to run that fast.
It was scary.
Yeah, he's gone. Now look, that's what I love about Poyer. He took it on himself. And the first thing Hyde said next to him was, it's not on you, it's on everybody.
Yeah.
You know, they all had a chance. I got to tell you, and I don't know, you were on the field, you were right there. There was a play when Henry broke free and Micah Hyde waited for him. Oh my God. I said to Sal Mayorana next to me in the press box, I go, that takes a lot of, I believe I said guts or some word to the equivalent. To put your head down when that man at that speed with that power is coming at you. But that's what you got to do against Derrick Henry. They didn't do a great job. In the last times they've played him, they had done a good job on Henry. They did not tonight. And Tremaine Edmonds wouldn't say that it was that they wore down. I think they wore down a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like that was something that we saw in this team. This defense has been playing so well. Obviously, Derrick Henry is a talented player, but it was just something where it was just like they could not get off of the field. And that was something that you saw. And then also, when you mixed in the penalties as well, I mean, that was something that we saw that hinder them last year against Tennessee.
Well, also, we saw it hinder them last week, but it didn't matter in the game. They had a lot of penalties, even in that game. And it has been an issue. And they had some false starts. They had a big one on Deion Dawkins. That would have been a first down. And
there was a holding penalty, too, on...
Well, then Andre Smith at the end, I mean, that was the obvious one.
Well,
You run a kickoff back for a touchdown. It could have been one of the biggest plays
Yeah.
in the Sean McDermott era, right?
Well, then there was the Dawson Knox running into the end zone. That got taken back because of a hold.
A holding call. So it seemed like every time there was a penalty on the Bills, it really hurt them. And I'm not
yeah.
blaming the referees here. I think the Bills made a lot of mistakes. I'll be quite honest with you. I didn't see a great replay on what Andre Smith was called for, but they walked it back, and that's a massive penalty for him. So there is plenty of blame to go around for how they lost this game. I don't know what to make of the Titans, Jenna. I know they lost to the Jets, but we know they're a physical, tough team, and the Bills came here, and they got beaten by a team that was ready to play against them.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say we've overlooked the Titans, but I think maybe that Jets loss, you're kind of like, oh, let's see, are they for real?
Yeah.
They can be one-dimensional. But because Derrick Henry was so good, Ryan Tannehill had a pretty decent game. A.J. Brown was able to make some big chunk plays. Like, I think what we saw was just they were able to pick their spots, and they were effective in it.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Tannehill. I will tell you this. When you've got the play-action game that he's got, again, with the superhero in the backfield, and you have to respect it. And that's the one thing they all talked about was like, yeah, there's play action, and then there's play action when that guy's back there because not only can he run you over, he will run by you. I mean, you can build an offense around him. So when they're play action, faking that handoff and looking over the middle, guys were open. They didn't get there. Now, they didn't address A.J. Epinesa.
Yeah.
A little surprised. He said it was numbers. They gave Efe Obada a shot. They got Harrison Phillips.
Yeah.
I think they're thinking bigger, bulkier for Phillips.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the D-line didn't get there, and they kept sending Milano on blitzes, and he wasn't getting there.
Yeah.
Early on, the D-line got some really good pressure, and then it went south. So all these things add up to a loss. You could have, I will say this, you could have hidden a lot of it if Josh Allen makes that play and you win the game, and it's like, great, you win. But there were some issues in this game.
No, there definitely were, and I think that this is something where the Bills have the bye to kind of take things in, and we can get into that. We're going to have another video.
Because we know what happened last year going into the bye. Hail Murray. We're not going to name this one. First of all, the Titans, seriously, trying home run throwback. I'm old enough. I was here for it. I was standing right over there on the field when they did it and watched it. And now tonight they did it, and it was a forward lateral, just like the first one. I hope you all heard me here. It was just like the one back 2 decades ago, and they tried it. Mike Vrabel, seriously, whatever. But they tried it, and it didn't work. So they finally called a forward lateral here. But they went into that bye on the Hail Murray touchdown.
Yeah.
And then they just won out. Now, that was later in the year.
Yeah.
And then they won out in the regular season and then went into the playoffs.
Yeah.
This year, I'll put it to you this way. If you can win out from here, that would mean you'd win, 10 in a row, right? 11 in a row, 15 and 2. I think you guys would take 15 and 2. So let's not overreact, but there were some things that you got to really work on.
Bills are 4-2 heading into the bye week, so that they'll have some time to kind of rest. A couple of guys getting dinged up as well. Dawson Knox, we know he left with a hand injury.
We saw his hand wrapped up. Not to go into too much detail there. Stephon Diggs got banged up a couple times. I think he'll be okay. So you always have that to deal with. But, I think they're still pretty healthy after this game. I think they're feeling a little beaten up after this loss. And it's a shame for all those fans because there was a lot of them.
There were so many fans here. We know they had a great time up until
until the end. It's like watching like a series, like a Netflix series, and you watch like 12 episodes, and then it just has an awful ending, and
The
you're
Sopranos.
like, she said that, but it does. It ends like that, and you're like, really?
Did my
After
TV
all
turn
this?
off?
Did you enjoy the first 10, 11 episodes? Yeah, but that last part stinks. So. Cancel your subscription and get ready in 2 weeks when they play the Dolphins.
Take some rest. We know Bills fans might need some rest after.
We're not taking rest, though. Plenty of content will still be here, and we thank you because
Tonight we hit 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we're very excited about that.
I'm going to be honest. I almost cried.
But you cry at everything.
I also cry at like Hallmark commercials and things like that. But it means a lot. We have a lot of fun with this channel, and we just really appreciate all the love and support
because we do. I mean, our
like,
Buffalo Plus fans, and I will say this. I know it was a tough night, and I know you're watching this, and you're thinking to yourself, man, I know I'm tired. My eyes went a little bit. No, our light went off about halfway through this video.
Also that.
It really wasn't you. It's not you, it's us. How's that?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap up here. We'll have plenty more. We'll also have a little video coming up about where the Bills stand now at the bye, what it means for them as they head into a week off, and then the Dolphins out of that. So for Mike, I'm Jenna. We'll have plenty more. Please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Thanks for watching the Buffalo Plus channel on YouTube.